Hello everyone, it's NotaNoobPat, and welcome to Perk Review. Today we are reviewing the level 30 Mikaela Reid Perk, Clairvoyance. Whenever you cleanse a totem, Clairvoyance activates. When empty-handed, press and hold the active ability button and you can see the auras of exit gates, generators, hooks, chest, and the hatch within 64 meters of your location for 10 seconds. The pros are that this perk can be very helpful to find the hatch at the end of a match. Then, the 64 meter range is impressive. However, let's talk about the much bigger cons. Unfortunately, this perk can be a bit redundant. If you are running a Sabo build, for example, you can already see the hook auras with Saboteur. You may also be using a toolbox, and you can't use Clairvoyance and an item at the same time. Another example would be using this perk with a chest build. Plunderer's Instinct already shows you the aura of all the chests within a certain range, so you also don't really need this perk to help with that. Furthermore, you still have to be able to find totems to cleanse for this perk to activate. This shouldn't be a huge issue, but if you want to activate this perk more than once a game, it might be. Your teammates may be booning totems with Mikaela Reid's other perks, or teammates could be cleansing totems for themselves for other reasons. This perk does have the potential to be dead weight if you can't find a totem. Let's get into our video demonstration. To activate Clairvoyance, you will need to cleanse a totem. Once the perk is activated, the perk icon in the perk window will become lit. Then you can see what using Clairvoyance looks like. You can see the exit gate, the hatch, hooks, chest, and gens all within a 64 meter range. You can track the activation timer of this perk by looking at the perk icon in the perk window. You can stop and start Clairvoyance as you wish, so long as you don't have an item in your hands. Let's get into our video examples. In this first example, I start the match and immediately find a totem. I cleanse it to activate Clairvoyance and get information on the map. As you see, I initially forget you have to have your hands empty to use this perk. Once the medkit is out of my hands, I take a look around to get a general idea of where everything is at within 64 meters. After I've used up all my Clairvoyance, I'm looking for another totem when I see one of my teammates is on a totem right in front of me. The killer starts to look in our direction though, so the Claudette is scared off this totem and the demo actually decides to chase her instead of me. This opens up the door for me to cleanse this totem and get 10 more seconds of activation. But what would have happened if Claudette or one of my other teammates had cleansed this totem and all the other ones? Then this perk would have been dead weight the entire match. Anyways, on to our next two examples, which is where I think this perk provides the most amount of value. You can see that my final teammate has just been sacrificed and there are 4 generators remaining. Seeing as this is the situation, I have saved my Clairvoyance to help find the hatch. Like I said before, the 64 meter range for this perk can be very impressive and I immediately see the hatch. I pick my flashlight back up and head to it. Eventually the killer does intercept me. Had I not known where the hatch was at ahead of time, I may have panicked and not found my way there, or the killer could have possibly found the hatch before me and closed it before I had the opportunity to escape. In this next example, I am in a similar situation, but I am using a key build to help me unlock the hatch. Clairvoyance will still show the hatch even if it is closed, and I can obviously open it back up and still escape with my key. You can see that I do not initially find the hatch the first few times I pulse this perk. However, I am only activating Clairvoyance 1 to 2 seconds at a time to save the amount of activation I have remaining. Each time I end up unsuccessfully activating this perk, I end up moving around the map to try to get within the 64 meter range of the hatch. As you will eventually see, I will spot the hatch after it has been closed by the killer. I pick the key back up, get a little closer, drop the key again to use the perk so I can know exactly where the hatch is at, and I end up completing my 10 seconds of Clairvoyance use. Fortunately in this example, Clairvoyance comes up big, and I end up opening the hatch with my key and escaping. Anyways, let's give this perk a grade. Clairvoyance is a 2.5 out of 10. As you can see, if you are going to use this perk, its main purpose should be to find the hatch. And, more often than not, you should probably also have a key with you as well when running Clairvoyance. I hope I made it clear that this perk is also very redundant at the beginning of the video. Seeing where hooks are at probably doesn't provide you much value unless you are planning on sabotaging them. However, Saboteur shows you hook auras anyways. Then when you complete the 5th generator, you get to see the auras of both doors, so hopefully you can remember where those are at until you get to one. However, I've given you tons of examples right there, and this neglects to say that most of the functions of this perk can be essentially replaced by a red rainbow map. And red rainbow maps also track totems for you. Anyways, this perk got a 2.5 because I can see it being valuable with the key build since you can see opened and closed hatches with it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave it a like. If you want to check out more perk review, make sure to look for the links in the description and visit my channel to subscribe. I also stream twice a week on Twitch if you want to stop by. Take it easy.